Well, let's get the show started, gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. Well, we are switching things up a little. As you can see, we have 2 extra seats on set with us tonight because we've been getting a lot of responses from our viewers, and most of the conversations are coming from our female viewers. So we thought we should add a little femininity to the show and bring a woman's perspective to the conversation. So please, beautiful people, help us welcome the creator and executive producer of the show, Gina Barty, and TV personality and the voice behind Lit 103, the host of the Autumn Joy live show, Miss Autumn Joy. Hello, 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 hello.
I know you. Hello, thank you for having me.
Hello, hello. Ladies, welcome. How y'all feeling?
Good. This is nice. Okay.
Nice, ain't it? Nice, yeah.
Nice and comfortable.
So listen, right? We're gonna get right into it because we have a lot to talk about tonight. Starting with...
Reality of that answer is women's value get lower the more children that they have. And I was having this conversation, with one of the mother of my children, and she's still fine. But like I was telling her, I was like, yo, the guy that you're dating or will date, if he ain't willing to love on these 5 children that you have, that ain't the guy for you. Because when I came into your life, I was willing to accept you and whatever you had. And there's guys that's out there that's just going to say, them ain't my kids, I want you. Well, that ain't how it worked. But that's not to say that she can't find nobody.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she has somebody.
Right. But do you feel like it's as the best that she could possibly do if she didn't have children?
Well, you're talking to a dude that was once in her life. I don't feel like she's going to get better than me. That's just my confidence.
I think that he is projecting, and he's talking about the women who've had his children.
Whoa.
Because
I would have definitely felt some kind of way if I had one of his kids.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he goes to different women.
Yeah, I think that's a self-value issue. He may want to get his brain checked. He did play football. So I'm just saying, he needs to go back home. And he was raised by his mother and his grandmother.
Yeah.
He had women that were strong in his life. So to even make statements like that is just so rude and so off.
So, for clarification, Cameron recently stated that a woman's value decreases the more children she has, especially by multiple men. The controversy is heightened by the fact that he has 9 kids himself.
Wow.
This opens up a broader conversation about double standards. Does a man's value decrease the same way? Does money and status shield men from judgment? What say you, distinguished panel?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it goes back to, somebody like him, because he thinks he has money, he has the right to do whatever he wants to do, right? And you're right, it's a double standard. But there's also philosophy in saying that, unfortunately, that if a man has 10 women, he's a hero, but if a woman has 10 men, that makes her a hoe.
Right.
So when we get past that aspect of it, then it's really not about value, it's about principle at that point. And he made a statement saying that, a man is supposed to accept the five children, and that's fine. But the reality is, what are you doing for the 5 children? Because if I got to step in and take your role, then now I'm the father and you just the daddy.
Well, I think that's the point that he was trying to make, is that he said if a woman does have kids, that man should not only step into her life, he needs to step into their life as well. And I think that is the point. And we all know that double standard does exist, period. When a man hears that a woman has multiple kids, even 1, and he could have 9, it seems like it devalues her.
I mean, I personally will say first, Cam Newton. Cam Newton, because Cameron gonna call us and be like, I didn't do this. But All right, to his point, and like it's more listening to the full video gives him a little bit of leeway, because I mean, not leeway, but grace, I guess, because he explained it a little better. But it doesn't devalue a woman by the amount of children she has. I think it just changes the perspective, or it changes the men that are interested in you, right? Because there's men, if she has 5 kids, there's a man out there with 5 kids, or at least 2 of them maybe. And he has 9 kids.
Right.
He has 9 kids.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's a factor.
Right.
So I think it just changes the pool that you get to kind of play in. Because there's also men that are like, hey, I can't have kids. So I do want to meet someone with children and things of that nature. So I just think it changes the dynamics. I don't think it changes the value. I think it just changes the people that you're open to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would definitely concur, man. I think that ultimately what he's even trying to express is that, does it devalue the woman? No, I would definitely disagree in that matter. But I think that there is, to your point, that financial aspect of it, because if you can afford to handle a woman with 5 kids and you can afford to, take care of that woman alongside of her children, now we're having a different conversation. So I think that once you, add the money aspect into it, because, not everybody has millions of dollars like Cam Newton that can afford that sort of lifestyle and afford to pay for a woman and her children and so forth. So I don't know, man. I definitely don't think that it has anything to do with the woman's value,
please
So,
say
Yeah, I'm from Lit 103 here. No, well, so here's the thing. We have to consider the source with this, okay? Cam is like the poster child for take his microphone away. Like, why are we always listening to what this man has to say? And if you really break it down and get to the nucleus of what he was talking about with the mother of his children, I think she has 5 kids by him. What he said to her was still a form of control. Him saying, oh, you're not going to find nobody better than me. That's still a way that he is able to mentally hold on to her.
Yes.
Because it's like, bro, if you had 5 children with this woman, for you to continue to try to hold her back and instead of encouraging her, that speaks volumes to who he is. So my vote is to take his microphone away, take away all his appearances, all the things. I'm so sick of him.
Yeah, but
yes.
But I still think that, you have to admit, there is some truth to what he's saying, that a lot of people feel that way. I'm sorry. We know that. And I know that before I became a mom, I was one of those women. I did not want to date a man with kids. But that was at a particular age. I was younger. As you get older, you must realize that as you get older, 9 times out of 10, you are going to meet people that already have kids. Yeah. But we know, and you guys know that, huh?
I said I'm still at that age.
Well, I think it also has a lot to do with your character, right? Because, I'm, a single mom. I have 2 kids, a 14-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm like all over the place. Right. But I will say that when it comes to dating, I'm still attracting men of value. Some men that don't have kids, some men that do, but a vast majority don't. And I have not had any issues on that front because I'm not dating to find a daddy for my kids.
Right.
I'm trying to find me a daddy.
I know that's right.
I need a zaddy, okay? That's it and that's all.
I ain't mad at you.
No, I think, but to that part though, it's understanding if a man goes into a dating relationship and understands what he's looking for, then you know what to avoid and what not to, right? Again, to your point, I didn't know that one woman had 5 kids by him.
Right.
And then
make it seem like it.
I thought it was
she already had some kids.
Yeah.
But even if he had 9 kids, right? To me, if you got 5 children by one woman, that means you're probably the issue, right? Because you don't make 5 mistakes like that, right?
It says 5,
so it goes back to the
kids
character
by
issue.
one woman. That's the same.
Yeah.
But by different women would be
right. But
different.
what I'm saying, I agree with what Autumn was saying, is that it's a character issue with me and Cam. You mean to tell me that you loved her or you cared enough about her to get her pregnant 5 different times, but now you're telling her the only way she could be valued is by having somebody like yourself? That's a character insecurity issue 100%. For him. Yeah. And no man should ever hold, from my perspective, no man should ever hold the amount of kids that he has with that woman from a relationship perspective hold her accountable for the mistakes that he made when he walked out of their lives. That's just me personally.
I mean, that's definitely like manipulation.
Yeah.
Narcissistic. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
you know, it's definitely narcissistic behavior. I mean, because ultimately, you know, when you talk about that double standard, you don't want to put somebody in a position where they feel like they are undervalued because, like you said, you know, you're never going to find somebody that's better than me. And that's asinine. Like it's crazy to think that, you know, you, like you said, this is the mother of your children. I mean, it should be a respect factor as well. So.
But let's be clear. If you listen to what he said, he's still hitting it because he said she's fine. So that to me means that you're still letting her know that you're still attracted to her in some form or fashion.
But I think that it goes back to everything that Autumn said, is that's a form of silent manipulation.
It is.
He kind of throws that carrot out. He still thinks that you're fine.
Yeah.
So it is.
He still flirts with her.
Oh, he
I'm
still
sure he
flirts
still
with her.
smacks her on the butt when he walks by.
Oh,
You know,
He ain't
all the
married and
things.
he don't want her to go. That's all that
And
is.
that's
Right.
exactly what it
This
is.
goes back to me personally, not dating women with children because it's always a baby daddy still hitting it.
No, I
Baby daddy still hitting it. I don't want to have.
I do not spin the block.
When a woman leaves emotionally, when she falls out of love with you,
It's a
she's
That's
wrap.
fine. That don't
Yeah.
mean he's not out. I done seen and been a part of many situations where that man said, "Yeah, you gone, but I'm not." Now I gotta play hero outside with some dude outside your house, and you gotta let him in because he the father of your children.
Yeah,
and it's a whole nother set of drama.
But Jay, that's the issue right there. The woman is a demarcation to that situation right there.
Yes.
Right? When I first got married, none of my kids' mothers already knew, do not disrespect my wife. This is my woman right now. We're not together no more, so don't call it inappropriate times. Don't be getting mad at her because of something that I did. You don't even have a relationship with her unless I allow you guys to have a relationship once I feel comfortable that y'all could be okay, right? Because it's always that emotional part between two women, right? Because this is the mother of my children and this now gonna be my wife. So if a man is still hitting that woman, that's because the woman is allowing that man to have that kind of control into their relationship.
Yeah.
Most
I
definitely.
agree, but to my point, just like you said, you allow this and that in there, but at the same time, that woman could hear what you said and go out of one end, out the other, just like a lot of men. It's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not done with you. So therefore, I'm just
God,
gonna
she's
I cause havoc. I have friends, let's put it like this. It's not coming from just a perspective of dating women. We all got a homeboy that got a baby mother. He will just not let go, bruh. And you didn't told him, bruh, let it go. Nah, bruh, I gotta go over there. He gotta meet me. Why?
Why?
But we all got a friend, and I don't want to be the opposite side of that friend.
I never understood that mentality.
Yeah.
Why men have issues with other men just because they got a baby by somebody. I ain't got no.
It's
That's
a control thing. You know, once it's theirs, it's always theirs.
But don't
That's
you
their
understand?
mind.
huh?
You don't understand why some men can't let go because the man still has a baby mama? That's what you don't understand?
No.
that's not what he said.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: is that I don't have a problem with the next man that my girl or my child's mother is dating. We have a stigma to where as though we automatically don't like the new guy.
Yeah.
I'm not that insecure.
Oh, yeah, it's just because
Right.
the person is the new guy. And you still have that control over him. Well, you still want that control over him.
But my thing is, I don't even want it no more.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm manipulating you and I'm deceiving myself because at the end of the day, I'm going to be thinking about what y'all doing. I'm going to be thinking about if he hit it like I used to hit it. That's just being a man, right? And I'm a secure man, but the point being is that I ain't got no problem with him because what happens is that, especially with kids involved, now what you do is you force the children to play sides against this is mama's new boyfriend and that's my daddy. And that's the game that you don't want to play. And it's talking about a man who has children outside of my wife.
But what if you don't? You may not want it now, but what if you want it later?
Want what?
Her.
Exactly.
Because like you said, you
Y'all
could be
like
secure. You
Republicans, you wanna switch the
You could be
goalpost.
secure. No, I'm just saying you could be secure. It doesn't mean that you can't become envious. You know,
Envious of what you used to have?
Yeah.
it don't matter. She could have lost 100 pounds. You know what I mean? She could have lost 100 pounds.
Because you know you had something good.
Yeah.
You might see something from her that maybe you might have wanted while you were with her, and now that she's doing that with him, you might be like, So why couldn't I get that when I was with you?
This
Yeah,
is why
see?
it's important that you have to heal fully before
Yes,
you
before
move
you
into
move into
something
another.
else with someone. Because if you are a whole healed person and you're out there dating, you're not worried about what the mother of your children, the father of your baby. You're not
Exactly,
worried
yeah.
about none of that. I think what's happening is we have a bunch of unhealed people
Yes.
that are out here on the dating scene trying to make each other jealous.
Wow.
Trying to get one up. Oh yeah, see, I'm one up in my baby daddy because of and that's the wrong way to do it. You got to sit in your mess. You got to sit in that hurt and then go out there and present yourself. I think that that's the piece that a lot of people are missing, especially when there's children involved.
Right.
So that's
That's,
yeah.
Or
Or
you just don't go to that game.
Real, just don't go.
You just don't show up to that
Yeah,
stadium.
just don't go.
Because it comes with this type of unfortunate drama. But again, back to the value of a woman that has children. I don't think you don't lose any value. You know what I'm saying? Because there are women that cannot have children that want children, right? And there are women that have children. I think it's all in. I think the value comes in maybe who you had them children with.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
And I say something, and I'm going to go back to what I said initially. I think that I think that you guys are being very flowery right now, but I think that there are a lot of men that feel the same way Cam Newton does.
100%, I agree.
And to say that's not true is totally false.
I agree, but last thing I'll say about that, me personally, if a woman unless she done had 3 sets of triplets, I don't want no woman that got that many kids by that many different men. Because I got to deal with these Negroes and the kids. Oh, that's just too much.
Your blessing. I'm just saying. You know, don't block your blessing, fellas. Date that lady with the kids. Okay?
Before we go further, because I see we were getting to a point, we do have a question from our audience that we want to hear.
Autumn, you made a really great point talking about healing and that process. My question to you all, does closure actually exist within that process?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think closure does happen in that process. If you give yourself enough time to heal, closure does happen.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
that's when
heal
you
through
can
it.
have a great relationship with the men in your life, the past men in your life, and you can have a great relationship with the past women in your life.
Yeah, and it's just all about getting back to yourself,
Yes.
right? Like centering yourself, sitting with that hurt. Like you can't, trying to, going out and drinking, getting up under different people. That stuff doesn't work. It only hurts you more. You got to sit with that, sit with yourself, figure out what works, and then, present yourself as a healed person.
And I'm going to say something that's probably a little controversial. I think men skip that part.
Oh, we heal they hoe.
I do.
Y'all,
I think men skip
heal.
that part, and so that's why you have a lot of men that are still trying to hit it with the mama, the baby's mama, and that whole merry-go-round continues because I believe that men don't take the time to heal.
But we don't.
I don't think that's true.
We,
I don't think that's true. I think it just depends upon where that person is in life, right? So like say if this person just went through their first relationship, they probably have never been in that situation before. So yeah, they don't know how to correctly handle it. They're trying to find it in other women and other vices. But I think once you just get to a point of like, hey, what happened. I can't do anything to change that. So let me just go over and drift away and do what I gotta do to make myself better. Yeah, but I think it just depends upon where that person is in their life. And if they learned before, hey, I tried doing this before, don't do that again because it's only gonna lead me down a deeper hole that I'm gonna have to now pull myself out of.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I hear that question, the first thing I thought about is what does that look like? And I think why men skip that is because they don't do the research on themselves to find out what that looks like. So you have to look inside yourself, take that deep look in the mirror and say, this is the mistake that I made, this is what happened, and how do I come out of this? And I think that that's why you see that, that we skip that process because you go through the immediate things like going to the bar, getting up underneath somebody, and you may think that may help because that may believe and you're deep down that maybe this is giving me closure, but it's not. And so, you don't really realize that till you're on the other side of it. And so I think that may be the misconception about the overall closure.
And sometimes some men only heal once they've been hurt by somebody else.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's just the reality.
Trauma.
You get past one woman
I hate that word.
and you think
Trauma, trigger word. And
It's just,
trigger
I
word.
think we use it too much.
We do got another question that we want to hear from. What's up, boss?
What's going on? Just wanted to ask this question. Anybody could feel free to answer it, but it's topic that one of me and my friends, we talk about often. He's on the show, I ain't gonna say his name. But it's like, what's that balance? Because sometimes that's what us men struggle with. Like, if we are going through something, you can reveal too much. And you don't want to deal with somebody that's too emotional. And they coming home and they crying, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. So ladies, feel free to, like, what's the perfect balance for you all? Because it's hard for us to open up as men.
Well, I think it goes back to what I just said, is that I think a lot of men do skip that healing process. I mean, and Maijan, I think you are a very mature young man.
Yes, he
You
is.
really are. And
Yes,
so
he
your
is.
perspective and maybe your circle of influence of men in your life take that opportunity to heal. But really, as a whole, I think a lot of men don't use that time. And to answer the young man's question, I think it's because going in that area is scary for men.
Yeah.
That it is. Vulnerability is scary for men.
Can I add one point? So as far as opening up and healing and being able to find this balance of finding yourself, and I feel like as a person that had to go through this space after, different situations, you're like, all right, I have to sit in my mess and things like that. And one thing I've learned, going back to closure, is we have to understand and accept that closure doesn't necessarily come with explanation. So a lot of times we have, why did this happen to me? Why did they do this? And you're asking someone for closure and an explanation that you're not justified, or you're not, it's not, necessary. At the end of the day, you have to find that within and move forward and understand that they may never give you that closure, and it's okay because they don't have to.
I recently had a conversation. I went to a homecoming recently, and I had a conversation with my ex at that homecoming just to like sort some things out. And I'm thinking like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to have this conversation. Mind you, she's moved on to blah, blah, blah. But afterwards, one of my mans, he was like, yo, bro, like, I understand you trying to be the bigger person of just trying to speak to them. But sometimes when the door is shut, even if there's a misunderstanding there, that's not for you to try to clear up the misunderstanding. It is what it is, and you gotta keep it like that. Especially keeping it like that, I want y'all to not go away because we're just getting started. But ask yourself this, when it comes to a friend cheating, you mind your own business, you say something. We'll be right back.
I never want to be friends with somebody that's okay with cheating on their partner. I feel like people that cheat expect their friends to like vouch for them and to have their backs, and I just think that's so weird. Like, if your friend is morally willing to cheat on their partner that they have been with exclusively, that just shows their moral compass and what they're okay with doing.
If a man can't be faithful to his wife, he can't be faithful to me in business. I will never partner with a man who cheats on his wife. Ever. And if I'm ever partnered and that happens, I'm having a conversation with that person. We gotta talk. I don't rock like this. You might have messed up. I'm gonna let you have some forgiveness, but you gotta go make this right now. I can't partner with you because if you can cheat on her, you can cheat on me.
If your homeboy is cheating on his girl, tell on him. Hold him accountable. Stop doing this whole lying for people stuff. Look, girls should too, but I ain't gonna speak for girls. I'm not a girl, I'm a man. I told all my homeboys, I said, going forward, if y'all cheating, I'm snitching on you. So if you cheating, don't let me know, because I will tell on you. If I know your girl to any extent, I will tell on you. And even worse, if I'm cool with her, I'm telling on you. Because why are you cheating? We grown men, you talking about, oh yeah, I want to get married. And you cheating? No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to lock her down and do what you want. No. Been there, done that. I've been there, done that. Wish somebody would have told on me. My homeboy's been there, done that. And if you still doing that, we ain't homeboys. So if you want to fall out behind me snitching on you for cheating, good. Because I don't need a cheater around me anyways.
Aye. So, if you know your close friend is cheating on their partner, where does your loyalty lie? Are you a bad friend for staying silent or a bad person for not holding them accountable? Distinguished panel, what say you?
This is good.
I'll reserve my, go ahead.
Oh, no.
That last dude, I'm a man.
Okay.
He's a gump because he's a snitch.
Why is it?
Because no, let me finish. Because he's saying that he's gonna tell on his friend, he's gonna snitch on somebody, right? Let me tell you something. Even if it was my wife, you don't have the right to tell anybody about what I'm doing. And you're not my man if you're telling somebody else about what I'm doing. And the reason I say that is because of this, right? What is your motivation? What do you gain by telling my wife or my woman that I'm cheating on her? Because the reality is, if you have an issue with me cheating, then me and you don't need to be boys anyway. Because I'm not going to hold you that level of standard, but just don't bring me in your bull. Like don't tell your wife you with me, and you out with some chick. Now see, then we got a problem.
That's it right there.
Well, now you just brought in another equation. You just brought in a total.
To the point that he was just saying, right? So granted, it is an accountability thing, and we've all been in this situation, but I was recently in the situation where a female friend is getting her lick back on her ex or said husband and he's done his dirt for years, and somehow I'm the centerpiece with all the secrets. And then somehow it gets to me that I know this, and I was like, dang, bro, you knew this, and the third. And I'm like, well, I mean, I know yours too. So I'm sitting in the middle, and then when it hits the fan, I put them both on three-way and told her everything.
Oh, wow.
At that point, y'all put me in a situation where I had no choice. Like, I hold your secrets, I hold hers. I was minding my business. But somebody threw my name in the middle, and therefore everybody gonna know now. So y'all can take me out of it. So I'm just saying.
How did you come about gaining that information? I don't know.
That's the problem. Like, yeah, I would say, you know what? People like telling everything to their realtor.
Okay. Go down your path. Where you was going.
Yeah,
I think I like where you was going. Go ahead.
I mean, I think like you gaining that information is already being privy to the situation has already put you in a unique position.
Yeah.
Right. But to that point, I mean, I think that your loyalty should lie somewhere, right, within the relationship. But ultimately, I believe that as a married man, I took a covenant with my wife before God. So cheating on your spouse is an absolutely no-no, and anybody that's doing that, I can't respect it. I'm just saying. Yeah. Now, if it's a long-term partner, that becomes a moral issue. So if my homie, I tend to agree with the bro. Now, snitching is crazy. I don't think that you should run to the other partner and tell them what you got going on, because like you said, you don't gain anything from that. My relationship and my loyalty relies to my homie. Right. So I should hold him accountable to his actions, because that's a moral principle that I should be bewildered with. And so, and as a man, I should hold myself to a certain value where I don't want to be around individuals who have morals and values that I cannot respect, because I don't respect that. And so if I don't respect that, then he is correct. We shouldn't be homeboys.
That's right. Yeah, and I think it's a little bit, great point. But I think it's also a little bit different for women, right? Because, we're emotional creatures. So if we're cheating, that means that it took a lot. Something was pulled from us so much, and we hit our breaking point, because we typically, when we cheat, we're looking for more emotional cheating, if you will. But I learned very early on, I'm Ray Charles to everything. Like, I am not in the business of snitching on nobody, getting involved in nobody's relationship, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna go to my homegirl's man and tell on her, because she's probably gonna stay and go back, and then that messed up our friendship. So I learned early on, mind my business. I don't see what she doing, because I'm over here dancing with this man. So I just mind my business. That's it.
Wait. So
Nah.
I'm just.
Yeah, but hold on.
Give me some.
But would you hold your homegirl accountable? That's the big thing. I mean, snitching is one thing.
Yeah.
But would you come to your girlfriend and say, you're effing up?
I would. But I would go to her. I'm not going anywhere near her man. I'm not taking pictures on the low, sending emails. I'm not doing none of that. I would say, I would. If he's a good dude, if he's a dog and dogging her out, then it's like, girl, let's go. We outside. But if he's a good dude, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If he's a good dude, I'm gonna be like, hey sis, listen, I don't know if you should risk your marriage for this dude. Like, I'll put it in her ear, but after that, it's not on. It's between her and God. Like, I am not nobody's judge, jury, executioner, none of that. I got my own stuff to worry about. That is their relationship, and it's in God's hands.
So I come and tell you your dude cheating, right?
Okay.
I'm his friend, right? You get all upset, you crying, and then you want to cry on my shoulder, right? No. I'm just saying. Let me finish where I'm going.
I'm going with you.
So now, I done told on him. He's gonna eventually know that Adonis said, whoa. Now, you and I have a certain level of emotional communication attachment, because at the end of the day, I released you from a situation that you needed to, whatever. So now how does our relationship go from that point? Because you know I done snitched on my man, but I done gave you some information you needed to know, and now you done left him. Now what happens between you and I at that point?
Nothing.
Then I should have never had the right to come to you in the first place if there's no relationship there.
Exactly. So that's why I mind my business. I stay out of grown folks' business, and that's exactly why.
I would never snitch. I hate that word, but I would
Without
never.
snitching.
But I would most definitely pull up on my girlfriend and tell her that you're getting ready. I don't even care if he is a dog. I don't care if he is a dog. I just think that, especially if you're married.
Yeah.
So
marriage,
if you're married, I don't. I value the covenant, and so if you are married, it is. And even if you're not married, I would most definitely say.
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah.
Does it matter if you're married or if you're just in a relationship?
I think the moral is still the same. If you know
here
that,
we go.
It's the hold on. I'm not just snitch. I just told you I'm sitting in the middle, and if I'm a snitch to somebody, y'all gonna know at the same time.
He's justifying.
That's not justifying. They found out together. Both of y'all. Don't put me in the middle if y'all don't want nobody to know.
Well, I already know if I ever decide to do something, you won't be with me.
I kept both of their secrets to a T for years. I kept my mouth closed. The second y'all throw my name in the middle, and then people coming at me looking at me crazy, it's time for a group chat.
Yeah, because then they're gonna try to use you as the scapegoat.
Exactly.
Like put you, and then it's like, well, he said this, well, he said, then you're all in the mix.
But
So I get it.
that's what goes to this point, because me being the person that's not married in a lot of my friend groups and things like that, I become the friend that you can't hang with, because when y'all go outside with me, all of a sudden y'all lose y'all mind. How is that my fault? That, I'm outside, I have pretty friends and things like that, and now all of a sudden, your wife mad at me when you hang with me. You be mad at him that he can't control himself.
Exactly.
But now I'm the bad friend. You can't go outside with Jason.
That's one thing about my wife right there. She will never, ever hold my friends accountable for what I do. Right. Don't get mad at them, because I made the decision to do boo. But I want to go back to something you said that's just key. No, because let me tell you what's important, right? Outside of relationships, right? I remember when I first got married, I told my wife, I said, listen, do not ask me about anything about your girlfriend and their relationships, because I'm going to give it to you from a man's perspective. So what happens when I give it to you from a man's perspective and you don't like it, now you and I are mad at each other. And now they happy and back together, now we mad at each other. Don't bring no drama in my house. Keep that stuff outside, because I don't want to hear about it, because you don't want my perspective on it, because automatically you're going to defend your girlfriend, and I'm going to defend from a man's perspective, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to disagree and we're going to have issues.
Exactly.
So I don't even want that problem.
Keep everything separate. Everybody just mind their business, ignorance is bliss, and just go on about your life. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but when you involve yourself, you end up like Jason, and then you got to put folks on three-way, and you know what I mean? Yes. So that's just my take on it.
But the real point is, what I want to know is, do men hold each other accountable? If you know that your boy is married or has been in a long-term relationship, would you pull up on your? Would you
say we have the conversation?
Huh?
If he's a man, yeah. If he's a boy, then no.
Very true. But I mean, put it like this.
Man, or if he's your boy, like the class, like.
No, I'm saying if he's a real man, he's going to be able to tell his mans, hey, bro, you my mans, but what you're doing right here, you know this ain't the way to go. If he's a boyish mindset, he's going to encourage you, say, yo, bro, go get your lick back, go ahead and do whatever, instead of just telling him, if you don't want to be with her, just leave.
Exactly.
Just leave.
I mean, I agree that to that point, you're going to have a conversation with the grown man, but at the end of the day, if a man people gonna do what they decide to do. At some point,
Facts.
if I addressed it, and you doing what you do, hey bro, you know the consequences. Don't come. You can't stay at my house if she put you out. That's all I'm saying. Like you cool, but hey, you homeless
How
now.
about if it's a one-off? How about we go out of Miami or DR and I do whatever I'm do? Do you still tell my girl on me?
I'm not telling.
I'm not telling.
You understand? You will.
I'm not
It's
telling.
out of the country, so it doesn't really count.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't put that on me.
I'm just saying. No, I'm
So
joking.
how many things stay in
It's that look. It just stays
All
right
right.
there.
So you go to the clinic, huh?
I mean, granted, like I said, sometimes, like you said, you gotta be Ray Charles, mind your business. But let's say if it comes and bleeds over into my situation, hey, don't do what you're gonna do. Just don't let it bleed over. And if it affects me, I'm gonna clear it out real quick so it just get out of my way. But
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna mind my business the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I think that's just the way I'm gonna carry it.
I don't even want to ever be comfortable enough with your woman to even come to her and have those kind of conversations.
Yeah, no,
with her.
no.
That's just me. I have a
Granted, I
certain.
knew both parties, so it's a little different. But if I don't know your, lady,
I found
it's
myself
different.
in your shoes a lot. Like a lot of my friends, I'm cool with the guy and the girl. They were together at one point, then they went their separate ways, and like they both would come and tell me about, oh no, X, Y, and Z, and that person, and I'm just like, yeah. And it's like, I'm not gonna tell you that such and such told me such and such, because then it's like, I don't wanna betray either side. Like, I just rather tell whatever y'all do, don't put me in it. I'm not here. Don't involve me. I'm just here to be a listening ear for y'all both.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to ask each man here a question.
Okay.
And to be honest, I mean, the thing about it is that I think we can all say really good things, but Anthony, if your brother or if your very good friend was cheating on their spouse or their girlfriend, would you have enough guts to hold him accountable and pull him aside and have a very serious one-on-one conversation with him? I think that's real.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I was going to say, on the contrary, I find myself on the opposite ends of you guys. Because I am married, I'm always the friend that's always trying to encourage love, right? Mm-hmm. So encouraging love means doing the right behaviors and having a right sort of idea and having the right principles and morals to go about that. So I 100% call them into the carpet, letting them know that it's wrong. I'm on your phone. I'm telling you that you're wrong. And I feel like it should be that way, because I think, especially as a group, as men, we need to hold each other accountable, because at the end of the day, there are women that are out there that are chasing men that are nothing or not good for them and doing all this wrong things. And I think if you ask most women, they want to be married. They want to be taken care of. They want to be sheltered. They want to be homed by a good man. And you're not being a good man if you're not doing the things that are supposed to be helping that woman progress into her life, especially if you turn her down by cheating on her. So, you know.
What about you?
Yeah, I would. I pull my man up, but again, if he involved me in his bull crap, that's real for me. Because don't lie on me, make me a part of your equation, because I don't want to be a part of you, but I will pull him up, yes. I will pull him up.
Short and sweet, yeah, I'm gonna pull him to the side and have a conversation, especially if it's somebody that I think is good for him. Hey bro, if you really value here, you would stay. If it's somebody who I think is bad for him, if you wanna do that so bad, then just leave, bro. There's no point in doing that. We do have a question though, from the audience that we wanna get to. Oh gosh.
So my question is, what would you do if your friend's significant other asks you if you know anything about cheating?
Here we go. No more audience from this point on. This question is out of control. Wow.
I think if somebody asks you,
yes,
you have an obligation to tell the truth.
I feel them.
No. I'm saying that in a sense of you have an obligation to tell the truth in regards of if you are actually privy to the information, like Jason, if you are actually privy to the information, and maybe she just wants to confirm something because that's your homeboy that you be outside with, going to the clubs and stuff with.
There's other issues there.
I got you.
It further pulls you into, trust me, from experience, it further pulls you into the BS. Like I said, my situation was a little different because both parties was playing basketball outside of their own gyms, and then they brought me into referee. They brought me in a referee, and I said, you know what? One-on-one, go ahead.
Y'all gonna fight for it.
In the situation where I know something, but at the same time, they already know something, at this point, I talk to my mans, he knows what he needs to fix in life. You gotta go with your hunches, baby. Hey, I'm Ray Charles.
Right?
What you tell him is that if you have to come to me and ask this kind of question, then maybe you
That's
already have it.
snitching.
My man.
That's not snitching. If you already gotta ask me this, you might have it.
You gotta put it back on them.
You gotta put it back on them. Listen, we gotta take a quick break, but I have to ask y'all before we go. Does money make a man more forgivable? Don't go away. Think about it, because we'll be right back.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that moment, her life changes forever. The toll is great. The need is greater. The need to find comfort in the dark hours. The need to find hope in the cures. And that's why when others look away, we lean in. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change everything. But we need your help to make more moments of hope possible. Join our fight. Save lives. Because we are all stronger together.
So I must say, when successful wealthy men make mistakes such as infidelity, multiple children, public scandals, does status change how men are judged? Do we forgive them simply because they have money? What say you, distinguished panel? I want to start with the women for this one.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
what
please
it's
do, 'cause I got to hear this. Go ahead.
Ms. Jada, does the
Well,
status?
you know, I think I speak truth, and I think that unfortunately society does allow men that, especially, society does allow men that have money to get away with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
They do. Women even, and when I say society, I'm talking about men and women. Women even that are dealing with those men allow, if they're wealthy, will allow a man to, cheat around.
Wow.
Why the camera on me? Like, oh,
We asking women first.
Well,
Go
no,
ahead.
I love this because I think that when women get to a certain age, right? We want stability.
Yes.
We want a provider. We want someone that's going to help provide a little bit of a softer life so that we're not out here trying to figure it out all on our own. And I do think that there's some truth to that. I do think that men with money, if he's paying a couple of bills, you know what I'm saying, buying me some bags, taking me trips, whatever, I may become Ray Charles soon,
Wow.
So Ray Charles is back. He's back, okay? Ray Charles ain't leaving. But no, I may turn a blind eye to certain things.
wow.
I'm just being honest because if you look the grand scheme of things, if you take that financial support away, then what does that leave you with? You're back to square one, trying to figure it out. If you have children and maybe the fathers aren't as present and this person is helping you out, you're just looking at it from more of the financial perspective and just trying to survive. So I do think that, there is a double standard with that. Now, if a woman has her own and is able to provide and all the things for herself, then it could be a different type of scenario. But yeah.
I have a part to this, and I'll say that no matter how we cut it or look at it, I know these people are tired of being talked about, but Stephon Diggs and Cardi B. Hold on, you have a man that's making it clear, like, I'm gonna do me regardless. Before you met me, I was doing me, and now you're coming into it. The difference is you're dealing with a woman with money. So now she's like, I don't have to put up with your stuff. But the women that do not have the money, they're like, sign me up. Hey, Miss Cardi, excuse me. We will split this man up equally and share it. So I think it is there.
Hey, I'm not giving up $350 million. I'm sorry, right? I'm just not giving up.
But he's worth, when you in that room and you're already worth that amount of money, your money really don't matter to me because I could do this regardless with or without you.
But I mean, the average lifespan for the NFL is what, 5 years?
Right, but we're not
Cardi B
talking
got that long bag.
You're right, but
Let's be
Stephon
honest.
Diggs he's not just the average player. He has that long contract,
But
and he's had several.
He'll never see no 400 million.
Right, but at the same time, his
Nah,
the lifestyle that she lives and he lives is in the same world already. So it's not exciting to him the same way it's exciting to us. So it's like, yeah, baby, you got all that money, but all the parties you can go, I can go too.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, get it.
That's not true. Because her wealth and status and success is on a whole nother level than
Agreed.
his.
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree.
so it's not the same level of access. But I'll tell you this though, basically what I'm hearing right now is that with money, it gives you access and control to do whatever you want to do, right? So at what point as a woman do you start saying, you know what, money is significant, but it's not enough to make me compromise who I am just because you take care of some bills, right? Because we live in a society, all you got to do is start at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and you see what money and power and control does. That's why that dude is able to do whatever he wants to do because of that money. So as men, we got to get to the point that we can't use money as control and love. It's either I love you and I'm gonna respect you enough to just supplement or take care of you, but it's not gonna be about me and my money.
That one? Go ahead.
No, you could go.
I'll go challenge that one, but it goes back to the status is that we work hard. All the women want the man with the money that can take care of them and the status and things like that. He earns it, right? So now he controls the table.
Well, that's kind of what I said.
Don't tell my wife no foolishness like that.
In our text messages, that was one of the topics: is whoever makes the most money, do they control the table? Basically, what you were saying, and I think there's some truth to that.
So what if she got more money than you? Go ahead.
But I mean, I think it can but I don't think it should, right? Because at the end of the day, I live for God. So I think that money is not everything, and it can't supplement your mortality, your morals. You still should have a principle and something within yourself that doesn't allow you to just do. I'm not gonna just go out there and run back butt naked in the street for a few dollars. I mean, I'm just not. There's some level of principle that I have to have within myself that's just not going, and that goes for the women as well. So just because he's paying for you a Chanel bag doesn't mean that you just gonna deal with the emotional abuse that he may be giving to you.
Let me say this. So as a woman, I've dated a man that was well endowed and not as well endowed in the pockets. I've dated a man that was well endowed in the pockets, but not as well endowed in the pants. If I had to choose between the two, give me the well endowed pockets, okay? And I'm just, I'm just being honest because listen, when it comes down to stability and being able to rely financially on your partner, it makes a huge difference because doing the horizontal polka after a while, that gets old. It's like, okay, you're good down there, but can you help me pay this phone bill? Can you put groceries in my refrigerator? All of the things. Ladies, am I lying? Hello. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
But at what point does that money contradict what you feel is moral for yourself?
Contradict?
Yeah. I mean, there's, like I said, there's no perfect situation. You just got to figure out what works best for you. As long as that man is able to provide for you above what you can do for yourself, I think that a lot of women will be happy with that. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Is the emotional support more valuable than the financial support?
It depends. That's why I was going back to that whole being whole within yourself so that you're not 100% reliant on that.
She's not looking for emotional support. That kind of woman.
I don't need an emotional support man.
That kind of woman is not looking for emotional support.
So basically,
I'm just saying that she's not looking for emotional support. She's looking
mess
for
up
financial support.
and you take them to Maldives or something for a week, then you good, bro. So you good. Don't worry about that.
I don't know. I just think that when you allow certain things to slide because of how much money a person has, it's like, where are you comfortable enough with yourself to not allow certain things to happen? If you know this person has $38 million and you only make $38,000 a year, but this person goes out and cheats with every single woman he sees, you, or vice versa, if it's a man, where do you as a person say, I am better than receiving that? I don't have to stay for that.
For $38 million, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, you can, but you gotta wake up every day and look at the mirror and say, I get cheated on every day.
I don't, because I play ball too. So therefore,
taking the bus.
I don't know. I'd cry by myself both on the bus if it knows.
I ain't mad at you, Joy. You want to be on the jet.
I just because it's not going to sit right with me in my spirit. Like, yo, I'm out here getting thugged out because they made X amount. It's like, bro, if I get this person and they doing this to me, that must mean God can give me somebody better. You feel me?
I respect
They may
that.
not have as much money, but like more
I'm just
emotionally.
saying, for $38 million, I'm sure we can come to some type of agreement that I can get a couple meals off of this and I can figure some things out.
Like on the weekend,
Me and Jason see eye to eye.
well, next show you sit over there. You sit over there next show. Yeah. So listen, right? When a man says he has standards or preferences, why do we get eggs thrown at us? Don't go away. Think about it, because we'll be right back.
Across the nation, over 40% of us are living with a disease. Loving parents, next door neighbors, the brightest kids. Some blame society, some blame themselves. Some don't even recognize they have it. But everyone's path is unique. It's time we all recognize obesity for what it is, a disease. But it's a disease with solutions, including proven treatments like lifestyle and behavioral changes, medications, and weight loss surgery. For serious cases, weight loss surgery has a proven track record of success, with many patients achieving and maintaining 100-pound or more weight loss. Additionally, weight loss surgery can help eliminate diabetes, heart disease, premature death, and other illnesses related to obesity. And despite being the most effective method of sustained weight loss, only 1% of eligible patients receive it. Let's change that. Head to visitobesity.org/treatments to find out which treatment path is right for you.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at rotary.org/action.
So listen, family, while we got y'all here, we do have another question from the audience. Let's hear it.
Okay, my question is more for the ladies. If you all are bringing home more of the money, do you feel like your man can truly lead the household?
Ooh. Why everybody collectively?
That's a good one. I've been in that situation.
You know,
Let's hear about it.
Yeah.
Don't get scared. You
No,
got.
I'm not scared. I think that, it's something that I had posed to you, whoever controls the money kind of controls the household. But, as a woman as a Christian woman, I have to really try to make sure that I let my husband lead. To answer your question, yeah. And that's, and that really depends on, can he lead? And that's a hard thing that a lot of women have, to be able to kind of still kind of fall back and let him lead, even when you can see that he can't lead. But so, yeah, I think.
Listen, my love language is gifts. So
Really?
I'm just being honest. Like, and I was in that situation where I was the breadwinner. He was home primarily, and I thought that it would work. But as women, we love men that feel like they have some sort of power, right? And our bodies respond to that in every way possible.
Okay.
And there is a certain level of respect that you do have for a man that's a provider. And if your man can't financially provide in certain areas, that's when naturally the disrespect possibly will start.
Wow.
Your body doesn't respond how it possibly should. I'm just being honest,
Well, but there's one thing of maybe he might not make as much as me, but he is a hard worker.
Okay.
And I respect that. You can work for the post office, but if I see you getting up every day and doing the things that you need to do in terms of leading my household, yeah, I can.
Yeah, I concur because we've had a lot of talk about money tonight, but I believe that you can lead in other ways other than just in your pockets. We can lead by being financial. Maybe you're not a good cook, I clean. I'm able to be there for you, to be a support system for you. I'm there to be able to clean up the things, fix the things that need to be in the home. All of those things can be a way in which you are lead. Maybe you have money, but you're not good with your money. Maybe I'm budgeting. Maybe I'm the one that can make sure that things go. Just because you have the train doesn't mean that you got gas to put in the engine. I can be pulling this thing. So that thing doesn't go without my gas. So just because you brought the car and parked it in the garage doesn't mean that it's going to turn on for you. So I think that you can lead in other ways. It doesn't have to be just by financial. So to answer the young lady's question, it's 100% yes. Just because your pockets don't say so, your attitude and your character can.
To close out, I think that, like you're saying, you can be low in this area of financials, but if you mark up on every other area, you just find that balance and that'll be enough for y'all, right? But when I got y'all here, listen out, family. I want y'all to take a look at this.
As a man, you must have standards. Every female and a mama/auntie, right, is talking about everything they want in a man. A man gotta have 6 figures. A man gotta be over 6 foot tall. A man gotta have his own car, own crib. A man gotta be in shape, fit, with a full-grown beard. Like, best believe that females will genuinely tell you everything they want about a man. But guys, when it comes to them, they just be settling. And I'm here to tell you that we don't have to settle.
But when a man gets on here and says, hey, I just want a woman to hit me up first sometimes, just so she shows me, like, yeah, I'm interested too. I want you just like you want me. The responses they're getting is, why you acting sassy?
Men have higher standards than women, right? A man will mess with a woman, he will have sex with a woman, he'll date a woman, but he won't marry her, right? A woman will have standards and will accept a man's bare minimum just to say she got a ring.
I'm gonna put my hand on your back when I say this, but you have to upgrade your standards. A lot of us men work hard, get good paying jobs, figure out a way to get some money, and then you want to start dating these low functioning women that only want you for your resources. Instead of you finding a woman that wants to build with you and add to your life. And to be honest, one of the reasons why we don't go with the woman that wants to build with us is because she's going to hold us accountable and we're not going to be able to play in her face.
I like that last part. Yeah. You find a woman who is willing to build with you and you can't be able to play in her face. That just provides a sense of like accountability for me. And I think that's what I would need. Like somebody to let me know when I'm, you drifting off course a little bit. I need you to get back on to get towards the vision. I like that.
To the topic, men having standards. I think this is a whole segment because it's tough, right? But it goes back to saying like me having a standard. Oh, I do not want to date a woman with children. I get so much backlash on this because I've set a standard, and some people that don't fit that standard, it's like, oh, like who do you think you are? But you want 6 figures, 6 foot, 6 other things, full beard, everything. But now all of a sudden I got one preference. It's all off the ticker. So now we sassy because we got standards.
I think some standards though can be unrealistic, right? I think it takes that person having that conversation with themselves. Like, is this something that I want just because social media says this is what I should have, or is this something I might have seen, or is this something truly I feel? Because you might have a standard that's like, that's very unrealistic in today's age.
And I think that, to your point, I think that we put our standards in errors as opposed to where we at in life, right? What I may deal with when I'm 20 may be one thing. When I'm 25, when I'm in my 30s, another. When I get in my 40s, a lot of those things that you thought you were gonna have, those go out of the way at that point. So it depends on what area you in and how long have you been hurt before? Like have you whatever all of the other things, but I think it's based on errors is when your standards start to change or increase.
I think that men do have standards, and I think sometimes though that your standards can be a little shallow.
Yeah.
Like they're very external.
Yeah.
Where women are, her standards are about your growth.
The intangible soft skills.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and because those external, you're looking at her beauty and her body.
That's because men are visual.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand
Get mad
that.
at me
I
'cause
understand. Yeah, I understand that. But the thing about it is that when you start saying, I want a woman that is college educated. I want a woman that makes a lot of money. I want a woman that has her own house. Best believe you better be right there with her.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
So there's a difference between standards and preference, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
if you,
Here we go.
if that's what you prefer.
My gosh, we don't have enough time.
Well, really, well, I'm saying, like, if you prefer light skin,
We gonna
tall,
bring that one
all
back.
the things, yeah. But standards, I feel like standards are more tangible things. Like you said, a degree, you know, is he a God-fearing man? How does he make me feel emotionally? All of those things. So if you are able to separate that and realize that they're two different things, then you can make a more educated decision based off that.
That's true.
You should have standards with everything that you do, you know. So I mean, whether that be your work, your relationship, anything that you do, you should definitely hold yourself to a certain standard for whatever that you do.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't just be showing up doing anything at any rate or level. So
I think we clearly are going to need a part 2 for this particular segment. We appreciate you all so much for joining us. Make sure you tune in every time to The Mentality, baby.